two entirely new things today. I'm going to do a little bit of yeast washing, but first I'm going to transfer this to secondary. So that's going to be interesting. Probably not. Taking everyone's advice, I've sort of baptised this in some sanitising solution. I put like a muslin bag over the end. I hope that's going to be enough filtration, you know. Everyone recommended it on YouTube, so that's what I'm going for. At this point, I really don't care where I'm getting fluids, you know. I'm just all over the carpet. Who cares? As long as the beer's fine. That's generally our sort of motto in the beer community. Beer comes first, everything else second. Right, let's put it in. LOL. I really do hope this works. Everything's nice and sanitised. Let's move it over to secondary. Alright, this is it. Please work. Please. Well, this auto siphon was a complete and utter waste of money. I've had enough. This thing's stupid. So here's a fun little project I've decided to do. I'm going to take the auto siphon out into the garden. I'm going to burn it and then dance around it, because that thing is a pile of crap. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I am. This is the second time I've used it. The primary fermenter was at a reasonable height. It was on top of this. You can see the outtakes, but I don't know. I literally don't know. I'm with Brewmaster Ben on this one. What a catastrophic day in brewing. This is possibly the worst day of the pursuit of this hobby I've ever had. 6 o'clock now. I started at 3 o'clock to simply siphon over some beer into secondary, and this is the result. I've finally done it. There was mess quite literally everywhere. That's the primary. I just don't get on with that auto siphon at all. So I will be highly surprised if this beer does not get an infection. To be honest, I completely expect it to get an infection because it's been a total disaster. I had to move back to sort of the manual siphon. Did that, still didn't work because the hops got clogged. So the lesson there is this time round on the brew day that you saw, I didn't strain them out at all. So next time, that's something I literally have to do, because I do not want to be in this position again. I don't know what's wrong with the auto siphon. A little while back, when I used it to transfer over some water for brew day, something came off of it, and I'll show you that now, because I'm concerned that this is the problem. This little thing here, let's see if the camera focuses on that. Please focus. My future is in your hands. I'm sure you can see that anyway. It's got some little notches on the side there. This came off the inside of the auto siphon. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it does. This edge was facing up, as in up toward the edge of the siphon, up as in the direction that the liquid travels. To cut a long story short, when I was trying to siphon, every time I pulled up on the inner rod, that pulled up some liquid out of the brew as well. I don't know if that's how it's supposed to work, but when I've seen them, that hasn't been the case. When I've seen people put them up on YouTube, every time I pulled it up, it would draw up some liquid. Every time I pushed it down, it wouldn't force the liquid into the inner tube. Instead, it would push it back out into the bucket, into the fermenter. So it kicked up all the trub, and I'm not kidding you, all of it. That was as clean as a pan when I took a look at that a minute ago in the bottom. All the yeast is in secondary now, which is kind of pointless because I wanted to do some yeast washing today, and I didn't. So I literally, as I said, I want to burn my auto siphon in the garden and dance around it. Had a little bit of time to really think about what went wrong yesterday. 24 hours on now. I think I may have solved the problem. To be honest, it's probably my own error rather than a faulty auto siphon. It's something that really is going to require practice, I think. The little thing that fell out of the auto siphon, not only have I think I've figured out what it is, I've managed to put it back in. I'm not sure if it belongs in there, because I've never really seen a diagram or a video where someone has really broken down all the parts of an auto siphon and sort of explained what they do. I mean, it's a simple object. I understand why nobody's done it, because it's just common sense. So basically, you know, I put the little thing back inside there. You can see it. You can hear it shaking around inside. It wasn't in there to begin with. My thoughts are that it's sort of a hop blocker. If any hops get sucked in, then they stop here. Apart from that, the one thing I didn't put on this when it was in the fermenter was this, which is just an external hop blocker, maybe. It could be. Maybe I should have had it on. The instructions say keep it on if you're going to be dealing with wort beer that's got some residue in it, whether it's hops or anything else. I didn't put it on. However, these weren't the only problems. As I discussed a little bit earlier, the muslin bag thing just didn't work. Basically what happened is it's sort of, the effect was a little bit like when you take a vacuum cleaner and you suck up a sock and it doesn't go past the nozzle and you can't suck up anything else because there's no vacuuming power. That's basically what happened. The cane, once I put the muslin bag on the cane, every time that I drew the inner cane up out of it, it would suck the muslin back against this and essentially stop any flow whatsoever. So there was nothing, there was no flow. So that didn't work. Hopefully next time it will. But basically it in my personal opinion, it didn't do its job because it kicked up all of the yeast by forcing the fluid back out of the auto siphon into the fermenter. I will not discuss this any further. Have a good Friday. Yes, have a good Friday. And hopefully, with a little bit of practice, I can get this working again. I really do hope that it performs on bottling day. I've read around the internet it could be a leakage problem as well. The seal that goes inside. Some people say that they put like Vaseline or petroleum jelly just around the rubber. I personally think that's a little bit unhygienic, especially as you're putting it in your beer. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe there's some leakage with the tubing, with the PVC tubing. So that's that. Not the best of weeks. All right.